For classic night, go ahead and send your market. All round entertainment, jolly, family station, station for the people in Lagos channel. Station with a different soul, station with a different soul, station of excellence, Lagos channel. NTA Lagos channel 10, now the station for
Good evening and welcome to Saturday Review on NTA Lagos Channel 10. I am SC Omaka. But before we begin the review proper, let's have the news of the day. We have that President-elect Bola Tinubu has returned to Nigeria ahead of the May 29 inauguration. Vice President-elect Senator Kashim Shettima, his wife, as well as the Senate President Ahmed Lawan, were at the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, to receive the president-elect and his wife, Senator Oluremi Tinubu. They for Europe on May 10 for an official engagement and to fine-tune his plan ahead of the May 29 transition. And to population matters involving the incoming administration in the 2023 population and housing census is to generate credible, transparent, and acceptable census data for planning and development purposes. NPC Chairman Nasir Issa Kwara was speaking during an engagement with media executives in Abuja on the census project and the issue of its postponement. Oluseyi Adeagbo has details.
For the Commission, we are practically prepared to conduct the census, but in his wisdom, Mr. President thought and decided that we should give opportunity for the incoming administration to also participate and to take ownership.
Chairman of the National Population Commission there explaining the reasons President Muhammadu Buhari had to approve the postponement of the 2023 census earlier scheduled for this month. Kwara says while the Commission awaits a new date for the national head count, there is the need to continue spreading census messages towards getting the buy-in of all Nigerians and active participation.
This census is one of the most important national assignments for all of us.
Two key messages will continue to disseminate the need for the census, the imperatives.
Rising from the meeting, participants are in agreement that NPC is technically ready to implement the census project, while the Nigerian media helps strengthen advocacy and fending off fake news. In Abuja, Oluseyi Adeagbo, NTA News.
Still on news of the day, the National Youth Service Corps celebrates its Golden Jubilee. Omatara Chidu takes a look at the scheme as an agent of unification.
In the year 1973, the National Youth Service Corps was established after the 3-year civil war, which was put to an end when Major General Gowon announced no winner, no vanquished. There was, however, need to rebuild the nation. This bettered the National Youth Service Corps. Under the scheme, graduates of Nigerian universities are deployed for a compulsory 1 year of service to their fatherland. The scheme comprises 4 segments, which include an orientation course, primary assignments, community development service, and passing out.
We have done a lot. The essence of NYC is what? is national unity, to bring everybody together, young men from different cultural background, from south to north, north to east, east to west. You understand? Have we achieved it? Yes, we have achieved it. We have every reason to celebrate.
Years ago, we were part of this initiative. We obeyed the clarion call. 50 years after, let's hear what some of those respondents have to say about the initiative. The question is, has the laudable objective of the scheme been accomplished?
I served in Jos, Plateau State, and ordinarily there are some meals that I will not even go near. But during my service here, I had the opportunity of tasting some of the food, and it was nice.
If not for the NYSC, I wouldn't have maybe been in Abuja as at when I was there. And he afforded me the opportunity to meet people, to also learn Hausa language.
During the 3 weeks orientation, I joined the Taekwondo. So I learned Taekwondo. I learned some other things too, right on camp. I did Said. I was in the agriculture side, and I learned how to rear animals. Like they were teaching us more about ruminant animals, cows, goats, and the rest.
It actually changed some perception about how we people at the eastern and the western side thought northern side are, because I'm still trying to tell people more about how it is there, that it's not what we really think it's happening there, that it's just life is happening normally as it's happening in this side. The question is, has the laudable objective of the scheme been accomplished? Some respondents say the recent insecurity challenges in the country has posed a threat to the scheme, but are hopeful that the nation will soon overcome the challenges.
Those days, we didn't have a much security challenge, and it was wonderful. Even now, when you see core members, you remember the years that you served.
It has fostered unity. It has created employment. It has added value to the certificate of core members. Outside the certificate, you now have a skill of which you can use to help yourself.
After this phase, they have to go to the real world and face the real market. So it is best for them to be prepared. In as much as they're in this white uniform looking all beautiful and handsome, they need to be ready for the real world.
50 years after, one can only pray and hope for the best as the agenda of the scheme is being modified. 50 years of consistency, 50 years of nation building, 50 years of unity in diversity. What more can we say to the founding fathers for this great initiative? From Lagos, I am Ometere Chiedu, NTA News.
And you're still watching Saturday Review. 10. More reports ahead after this timeout. To join us again.
Place bets and hit the jackpot. Log into the OneXBet account. Click on the Take Part button. Place bet and take part in the jackpot draw. Feel like a winner with OneXBet. Use promo code to get a bonus on your first deposit.
It's Motonic time. Motonic time. It's nourishes to the last drop till it rains. It's good for me, are you?
Maltonic is enriched with vitamins and minerals for that rush of vitality you need to reach greatness.
It's Maltonic time.
Rocket Spring from OneXBet. Take part in promotion with cool prizes. Bet on any sports events. Get tickets. Have a chance to win cool prizes. The more you bet, the greater your chances. Use promo code to get a welcome bonus right now.
Thank you for joining us. Now to the stories that made headline during the week. We have that Television Authority again added more awards to its kitty as it emerged the most impactful media organization at the maiden edition of the Nigerian Broadcasting Awards ceremony, organized by the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria. Ruth Ario Samuel tells us more on other awards won by the largest television network in Africa.
It was a night of recognition and accolades for those with outstanding performances in the broadcast industry, as many nominees went home fulfilled.
It is our honor to celebrate your contribution to the growth of the broadcast industry.
The Nigerian Television Authority emerged the most impacting media organization. Other awards that went to the NTA family includes Life Achievement, won by the first Director General, Newscaster of the Year of Television, clinched by Ruth Agwele.
Lifetime Award is for those who survived all the vicissitudes. What I say to them is that it's a thoroughly satisfying engagement. Broadcasting is very fulfilling.
I have to put in so much work, effort, and dedication. I have to keep the standard even higher this time around because you are now like a kind of mentor to a lot of people who look up to you.
Zonal Director, NTA Lagos Network Center, commended the award recipients for making the Nigerian Television Authority proud.
There's nobody in that room who hasn't had one contact or the other with the NTA, whether you are as a professional, as a practitioner, or as just an industry person. So NTA is, where it is. It is the fulcrum of broadcasting in Nigeria.
The Nigerian Broadcasting Awards is designed to appreciate excellent performance among broadcasters, as well as encourage media practitioners to uphold ethics of the profession. In Lagos, Ruth Ario Samuel, NTA News.
And still on media matters, Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohammed says deregulation and liberalization have enhanced the roles of the media in informing citizens, promoting free speech, and holding government accountable to the people. Addressing the 14th Ordinary Session of the African Union of Broadcasting, Lai Mohammed notes that the Nigerian government has embraced digital transformation by strengthening public service broadcasters with relevant reforms and policies. Onegi Fine-Face reports.
Deregulation and liberalization of the media in Nigeria has produced a vibrant, robust, and viable broadcast culture in the country. This comes with some levels of concerns, especially for public service broadcasters who do not have adequate funding, but must compete with their counterparts funded with private capital. It is worsened by digital transformation, which requires resources to produce quality programs and invest in modern technology.
The challenges facing public service broadcasters in Africa are significant and complex. However, it is important to remember that our organizations continue to play a critical role in informing and entertaining the public, and what we do is necessary for the health of our democracies.
Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, says progress is being made to address the concerns in Nigeria, but more action is needed.
With Nigeria's new leap, I believe a paradigm shift has occurred in the African broadcast media space. The foundation of a data-driven TV and radio should now be cemented across the continent for other building blocks to mount. The future of both the media industry and creative sector is indeed very bright.
We must follow the new technologies of information and communication. And for that, the main solution is to develop information for the youth African.
Discussing critical media challenges facing the African media, experts, the solution lies in investments to increase reach, sustaining relevance, protecting reputation, and ramping revenue to build resilience for public broadcasting.
We must have to face the realities on ground and also scale up our level of standard of production so that at least it will woo sponsors. It will attract sponsors so that they can as well inject funds into the public medium so that we can also remain relevant.
Content requires creativity, content requires resources, and content must have relevance to the audience for you to be in business. It requires funding also. And there are so many sources of producers of content now that sometimes you are hugely challenged, particularly in your local environment.
I don't know why we don't have a good sustainable financing model for public service broadcasters that you can point out anywhere on this continent and say, in Ghana there's a good model, or in Cameroon there's a good model. You don't see it anywhere, like you see in the Scandinavian countries, in the EU.
They insist that adopting the digital transformation is a must for the survival of public service broadcasting in Africa. In Abuja, on Nigeria, Fine Face. And
still on stories that made headlines during the week, back home, we have the Lagos State government has taken advocacy on the rights of the boy child to schools to emphasize the state's gender balance initiative through the Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency. Musa Tolet reports that the event is in commemoration of the International Day of the Boy Child in Lagos.
Morning assemblies at various public schools provided a viable platform to reach out to the male students, while the females were allowed to proceed to their various classrooms. This is because discussion with the boys was centered on the theme of the 2023 International Day of the Boy Child, which focuses on their mental health, substance abuse, and what it takes to maintain a healthy lifestyle.
If the mental state is affected, the way you think will not be straightforward.
Officials of Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency also dwelt on the chosen topic, Boys Also Cry, to drive home the point on steps required to achieve emotional stability.
Whatever emotions that they have inside of them, they should express it immediately. Don't wait for, oh, don't worry, I will do my own back later. No, that's very, very wrong. Express your emotions instantly.
They must protect their brain. They should avoid injury, avoid crisis, avoid taking substances so that they can develop their brain holistically and be useful to themselves, useful to their family, useful to their school, and useful to even the nation.
Some of the students react to the theme of the International Day of the Boy Child.
Be careful with friends you follow. Be careful with things you take. Be careful with your wounds and cuts. Don't fight, like the man said, don't fight. Just be careful and be a good male child.
When they're going through trouble in life, it's not keep it to themselves. They should always know how to open up to people so people can help them.
The male students were also advised to seek help when they are emotionally disturbed. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
Away from Saturday review of stories, let's now check out update in the entertainment world with Tolulokwe Shomi as our guide.
Big Brother Naija lockdown housemate Dorothy Bako has obtained a Canada visa and can't keep calm. The reality star entrepreneur in a series of posts recounted her struggles obtaining a visa in 2019. According to her, she quitted her job in 2019 out of frustration after being demoted for the most ridiculous reasons, which was the most difficult times in her life. Then she made a decision to apply to school in Canada, bought the IELTS form, and prepared for the exam. 2020 came, but she was unable to write the exam because Big Brother happened. Now I'm just here looking at it and smiling. Life is funny. God's plan for your life is always greater. Moving on, Ismaila Mustafa, popularly known as Monfa, has denied the allegations of his rearrest and subsequent arraignment by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on charges of 6 billion money laundering. Monfa explained in a video that he had not been detained contrary to claims. He substantiated his claim by engaging in amusing activities and dancing to Timaya's song Sweet Us, with the goal of demonstrating his freedom and refuting incorrect allegations of being detained by the EFCC. In addition, Momfa issued a statement titled, "Idon was not arrested by the EFCC. 30 billion gang is not in EFCC custody," urging the EFCC to avoid from holding a public trial that he will appear in court on July 3, 2023. The Madonna University in Nigeria has recognized Hilda Bassi for her excellent achievement in breaking the previous mark for the culinary marathon. Hilda has been awarded a scholarship up to the PhD level in recognition of her outstanding accomplishment. Madonna University highlighted its happiness and delight in Chef Hilda's accomplishment in a formal statement titled "Celebrating Excellence and Congratulating Our Proud Alumni, Hilda Bassi F. Young." And that's it from entertainment. I am Tolulokpe Shounmi.
Thank you, Tolulope. And in sports, the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Lagos, Professor Folashade Ogunshola, has reiterated her commitment to the development of sports and human resources in the citadel of learning. She said this during the monthly organized 8-kilometer walk tagged Unilag Walks for Life, held at the Sports Center of the institution. Kehinde Lamidi has the details.
Hundreds, officers, and the entire management of the institution, led by the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Folashade Ogunshola, participated in the walk that kicked off at the main board of the institution's sports center and made songs to boost the morale of the participants. The walk took them around some major roads on the campus, and they thereafter engaged in some musical exercises, which are main reasons for the event. The first female Vice-Chancellor of UNILAG used the occasion to appreciate the students, staff, and the management of the institution for taking part in the exercise, which they described as a means of staying alive and an antidote to sitting in the office for days, carrying out their official duties.
We know our history. As academics, we tend to be sedentary. And one of the greatest killers is sitting down in one place. Most of your power is in your legs. The muscles of the legs need to be kept strong if you want to be active into old age. Continue to exercise and motivate people. Exercising is tough.
The Vice-Chancellor further said the administration will give priority to sport development in all ramifications, promising that the Work for Life will soon graduate to UNILAG Bike for Life.
Yes, you know, one of the best ways that is eco-friendly, green, is bicycle. So you will be doing a lot of things. You reduce emissions in the air, making the air purer, and you also you exercise. Good for the heart, good for the legs, good for your, just your circulation. So we will start to work towards biking. And it's not just biking for life. Hopefully we'll become a campus where we bike.
Mojisola Adewumi, who is the organizer, appreciated the contribute towards the successful hosting of the event and sought for more corporate sponsorship.
I'm calling on all other corporate bodies to please come around, step up with us, want to step up with this program, so that those who that initiated this will be seen and will be happy.
This voluntary organization institution was on hand to offer free medical services for the participants.
You know, some people, they go to the gym, some people, they think they live a healthy lifestyle, but they forget to check their blood pressure. So we are here to remind people that you need to constantly check your blood pressure.
With the current disposition of the Vice-Chancellor, it is generally believed that the next edition will be bigger and better. In Lagos is Kehinde Lamidi reporting for NTA Sports.
And that concludes Saturday Review on NTA Lagos Channel 10. Many thanks for your time. I am S.A. Ohumaka. Good evening.
Thank you.